Hello and welcome to the Neil Foster Rider Mindset Podcast. The podcast helping competitive riders become calmer, more confident and more consistent in the saddle, especially when the pressure is on. If you're a competitive rider who knows exactly what it feels like to overthink a round, carry mistakes for far too long, lose confidence after one bad moment, or feel like your mind spirals quicker than you can recover, then you're absolutely in the right place. Before we dive into today's episode, if you enjoy the podcast, please make sure you like, subscribe, and share it, because every single share helps more riders around the world find support with their confidence and their mindset. And if you haven't already, come and join the Neil Foster Rider Mindset Podcast Facebook group. It's a supportive community full of riders navigating the highs, lows, and realities of competition life together. You can also join my mailing list for mindset tips, podcast updates, coaching information, and free rider resources. And if you're serious about transforming your confidence in the saddle, you can contact me directly to book a one-to-one coaching session where we work specifically on your mindset, confidence, pressure management, and performance blocks as a rider. Plus, keep your eyes peeled for my brand new 12-week coaching program for competitive riders, which will be launching soon. And finally, don't forget to download my free Rider Confidence Tracker, a simple but powerful tool designed to help riders track confidence patterns, recognize progress, and stop feeling like every ride defines them emotionally. Now, let's get into today's episode. How to reset after a mistake mid-round. I want you to picture this scene, because I know so many of you listening will recognize this instantly. You've prepared all week for this competition. You've thought about your lines. You've packed the lorry. You've cleaned tack. You've organised timings. You've visualised yourself riding well. Maybe even said to yourself, today is going to be different. Today, I'm going to start calm. Today, I'm going to trust myself. You arrive at the venue. You warm up. Your horse feels good. Maybe not perfect, but good. You head into the arena, and for the first part of the round, everything feels okay. Then suddenly, something goes wrong. Maybe you miss at a fence. Maybe you get deep and chase. Maybe you hear the poles rattle. Maybe your horse spooks at something stupid in the corner. Maybe you lose rhythm in a dressage test. Maybe you have a wobble cross country. Maybe you simply ride a movement badly, and almost instantly your entire internal state changes. Your breathing tightens. Your shoulders tense. Your focus disappears. Suddenly, your brain starts talking over the top of you. Oh no, not again. You ruined it. Everyone saw that. Why do you always do this? You're falling apart. And here's the thing most riders don't realise. The original mistake often causes far less damage than the emotional reaction afterwards. Because now, instead of riding the next stride, you're replaying the previous one. Instead of staying connected to your horse, you're mentally spiraling. Instead of responding, you're reacting emotionally. And what started as one small wobble suddenly becomes 2 mistakes, 3 mistakes, loss of confidence, panic riding, frustration, anger, disappointment. Then, by the end of the round, you feel emotionally exhausted and start questioning your entire ability as a rider. Sound familiar? This happens to a lot of riders I speak to. Honestly, this is one of the biggest mindset struggles I see riders dealing with across every discipline and every level. And today, I want to help you understand not only why this happens, but how to recover from mistakes quickly and effectively without emotionally imploding mid-round. Because mentally strong riders are not riders who never make mistakes. They are riders who know how to recover from them. That is the real difference. So let's talk about why mistakes hit riders so hard emotionally. First of all, your brain is wired to focus on danger and problems. That's survival. Your nervous system constantly scans for threats because thousands of years ago, that kept humans alive. Unfortunately, modern competition environments trigger those same survival responses, especially for riders who care deeply about doing well. Because for many riders, mistakes do not feel neutral. They feel personal. A pole doesn't just feel like a pole. It feels like I'm failing. I'm embarrassing myself. I'm letting people down. I'm not good enough. And because riding is so emotional and identity driven for many people, mistakes can feel incredibly exposing, particularly for competitive riders who place huge pressure on themselves. Now, add adrenaline to the mix. Competition naturally increases adrenaline and nervous system activation. That means your emotional responses become stronger. Your thoughts become louder. Your body becomes more reactive, and under pressure, your brain becomes far more likely to catastrophize. One mistake suddenly feels massive. Then another really important thing happens. Your attention leaves the present moment. And this is critical. Because horses only understand the present moment. But riders often mentally live 10 seconds behind themselves. You're approaching fence 6, but mentally still stuck at fence 4, replaying the mistake. You're entering the next movement, while internally arguing with yourself about the previous one. And when riders disconnect mentally, horses often feel it immediately. Your body changes. Your energy changes. Your reactions change. Then riders start trying harder. And trying harder often creates tension. You chase distances. Ride too defensively. Hold your breath. Grip with your leg. Lose flow. Override instinct. And before long, the round feels completely different. Now, another huge factor here is perfectionism. Many riders unconsciously believe if I make one mistake, the whole round is ruined. But elite riders don't think like that. Go and watch top level competition closely. Top riders make mistakes too. They miss distances, have pulls, get awkward moments, lose rhythm occasionally. But what they do incredibly well is recover quickly emotionally. They do not emotionally drown in mistakes. That's the skill. And the good news, recovery is trainable. The biggest mistake riders make after a mistake is trying to emotionally fix the mistake before continuing. They desperately want to feel confident again immediately. They want certainty back, control back, perfection back. But during a round, that's unrealistic. Your goal mid-round is not feel amazing instantly. Your goal is regain enough focus to ride the next moment effectively. That shift alone changes everything. Because confidence isn't about never wobbling. Confidence is trusting yourself to recover when you do wobble. If you take nothing else from this podcast today, that's what I really want to land. Confidence is not the absence of mistakes. Confidence is the belief that you can recover from them. And riders who become mentally resilient stop chasing perfect rounds and start building recovery systems instead. The moment a mistake happens, your brain wants to spiral. So your first job is to interrupt that pattern quickly. Negative thoughts create tension. Tension affects riding. Poor riding creates more mistakes. More mistakes create more negative thoughts. That cycle must be interrupted early. And the best way to do that is through very short reset cues. Simple phrases like, next job, breathe, reset, ride forward, present, stay here. Not motivational speeches, not complicated analysis, simple commands. Because under pressure, the brain responds far better to simplicity. You are essentially giving your brain a new instruction. Instead of panic, you're saying refocus. That is incredibly powerful. Reset the body first. This is something many riders completely overlook. You cannot think clearly in a dysregulated body. Once adrenaline spikes and tension floods your nervous system, your riding changes physically. Your breathing shortens. Your shoulders rise. Your hands tighten. Your seat changes. So after a mistake, regulate your body first. Breathe out slowly. Relax your jaw. Drop your shoulders. Reconnect with your rhythm. Feel your horse underneath you again. Sometimes the fastest way to calm the mind is through calming the body. One proper exhale can completely change your nervous system state. That's why breathing matters so much under pressure. And honestly, most riders spend far too much time trying to think themselves calm instead of physically regulating themselves first. Shrink your focus. Mistakes make riders zoom out emotionally. Suddenly they think, the whole round is ruined. The competition is ruined. My confidence is ruined. But mentally strong riders do the opposite. They zoom in. They focus only on the next task, the next fence, the next transition, the next turn, the next movement. That's it. Because you only ever ride one moment at a time. And asking yourself, what does my horse need from me right now, is infinitely more useful than, what if I mess everything up? This keeps your brain task focused instead of emotionally flooded. Stop turning mistakes into identity. This part is huge because many riders don't just experience mistakes. They become the mistake emotionally. A bad round becomes, I'm useless. A pole becomes, I'm not good enough. A refusal becomes, I don't belong here. But mistakes are information. They are not identity. Even Olympic riders make mistakes. The difference is they don't emotionally attach their self-worth to them. They assess, adjust, refocus, continue. You must learn to separate what happened from what it means about me. Because those two are completely different things. And honestly, the more emotionally neutral you become around mistakes, the faster your riding improves. Train recovery at home. This might be the most important part of the entire episode. You cannot expect yourself to recover calmly in competition if you never practice recovery at home. Most riders only practice when things go right. But competition mindset is built on imperfect moments. So intentionally practice resetting. If you make a mistake schooling, recover calmly. If your horse spooks, reset calmly. If you lose rhythm, refocus calmly. If something goes wrong, stop rehearsing frustration. Because every single ride is teaching your nervous system how to respond under pressure. You are either training panic or training recovery. And riders who become emotionally resilient have usually spent years unknowingly practicing emotional recovery. Why your horse needs you to reset. This is something riders often forget. Your horse needs leadership after mistakes, not emotional chaos. Horses are incredibly sensitive to emotional energy and tension. They feel hesitation, frustration, panic, disconnection. And when riders mentally disappear after mistakes, horses often lose confidence too. That's why recovery matters so much. Because your horse is constantly asking, are we okay? Do you still trust me? Can I still trust you? And when you can reset quickly, breathe and ride positively forward again, your horse often settles far faster too. Your emotional regulation becomes leadership. That is such an important mindset shift. The truth about mentally strong riders. Mentally strong riders are not emotionally perfect. They still feel pressure, still feel nerves, still get disappointed. The difference is they recover quicker. That's it. They don't stay emotionally stuck for as long. And honestly, some of the best rounds happen after mistakes because riders finally stop trying to be perfect and start riding instinctively. Sometimes mistakes force riders back into the present moment. They stop overthinking, start breathing, start riding. So, if you struggle to recover after mistakes, I want you to know this. You don't need to become fearless. You don't need to become perfect. You simply need to become more adaptable under pressure. That is what real confidence looks like. A simple mid-round reset system. So let me leave you with a simple recovery framework you can start using immediately. The moment a mistake happens, step 1, exhale slowly. Step 2, relax one area of your body consciously. Step 3, use a reset cue. Next job, present, ride now. Step 4, focus only on the next task. Step 5, ride positively forward again. Simple, repeatable, effective. And over time, your nervous system learns a mistake is not an emergency. I promise you that will change everything. Now I want you to remember this. One mistake does not define your riding. One imperfect round does not erase your progress. One wobble doesn't mean you're failing. The riders who improve long term are not riders who never struggle. They are riders who keep coming back, who keep resetting, who keep learning, who keep riding forward despite imperfect moments. And honestly, that's real confidence. Not perfection. Recovery. If today's episode resonated with you, and you know you need support learning how to recover quicker mentally under pressure, I'd love you to download my free Rider Confidence Tracker. It's designed to help you recognize confidence patterns, track emotional triggers, monitor progress, and stop allowing one ride or one mistake to define your confidence as a rider. You can also come and join the Neil Foster Rider Mindset Podcast Facebook group, where riders from all over the world are supporting each other through the real realities of competition life. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share the podcast because it genuinely helps more riders find this support. You can join my mailing list for mindset tips, coaching updates, and exclusive rider resources. And if you would like personalized support with your riding confidence, emotional control, and competition mindset, you can contact me directly to book a one-to-one coaching session where we work specifically on your individual challenges as a rider. And finally, if you want the full system for this, join the waitlist for my upcoming 12-week coaching program for competitive riders, where we'll go much deeper into confidence, focus, resilience, emotional regulation, and learning how to perform under pressure consistently. I want to say this. Thank you so much for listening. And remember, you are never one mistake away from failure. But you are often one reset away from turning around back around. Have a truly amazing week, and I'll see you in the next episode. And come and say hi in the group.